before they become supple and obedient for the safety and success of the safe horse. Quiet and calm and obedient. He focuses his attention on the long truth. Stalking is a lot like ice skating in that it has accessories and a freestyle set to music. It's called a curve. The
Rider score of 8-0 to this juncture of the 14 under 280.
The curve begins with an idea that's horses equilibrium. At Little Spring Academy of Equestrian Arts, they strive
13 to 17 junior 546 is with honors. Kathy Gibson is the rider, the owner of Cummings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Martin Lopez, Little Spring Academy of Equestrian Arts. Thank you. Sponsor of the Colorado Riding Society. It's a non-profit organization dedicated to the sport of carriage driving. They promote fun, educational, and fun driving. All breeds and types of horses, ponies, drafts, and mules are welcome in the society. Carolyn Harris is driving a tandem of Ponies of America. They are harnessed to a marathon vehicle. The marathon, by the way, is the cross-country phase of a sport called combined driving, which is based on 3-day eventing. And we do that here across the road in case you haven't noticed our beautiful course. Tandems were originally used in the 1800s in England to the fox hunt. The lead horse was the hunter, so did no pulling. Only the wheel horse pulled, allowing the hunter horse to arrive warmed up, but not exhausted for the day's hunt. That makes sense. Next we have Vic Vickroy of Lost Keeper Driving Center driving Doc and Erie, a lovely pair of Morgan geldings. Vic is driving a show vehicle that he'd use in driven dressage and obstacles. His horse has just returned, by the way, from a 3-show selection trial that included the states of North Carolina, Georgia, and New Jersey. The U.S. equestrian team has chosen Vic as an alternate to represent the United States at the World Fair Driving Championship in Germany this August. What an honor! Congratulations, Vic, and his Morgan horses. By the way, we'd like you to join us at High Prairie for our driving competition, September 6th and 7th this fall. We welcome you. And as they continue, let me remind you about Nutrina Feeds, proudly welcomed by the summer circuit. Nutrina Feeds, the animal nutrition division of Cargill. Ask your feed dealer about Nutrina, a world-class animal nutrition company. Nutrina Feeds are the second largest selling horse feeds in the world, and you can choose Vitality horse feed, raising the standard in equine nutrition. Or
doing a job here. Where'd you live on the East Coast?
I used to live in Maine.
You live out here now, I guess?
Yeah, I lived here for 2 years. Yeah, I'm gonna get some index cards and some.
Here, I can give you a couple of these sheets. It'd be good. Actually, just this is what you want to use. I give you 2 of them, but just score right on here. Like run a score right here next to them, so we know. Faults.
The Brazilian Manga Larga. They're now being bred right here in Colorado and also in Maryland. They were imported here 2 years ago by Bob and Carly Stone. The Manga Larga is the most popular horse in all of Brazil.
Yeah, I'd like to hear, if that's all right.
That's what I was asking.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Green Audi sedan pointing right at this person. The riders will come down the hill in front of the green.
Want to hook it on?
They will be on the left lead. They'll make it.
Yeah, yeah.
745. And as you know, 490.
Did you move back or forward?
One second, I'll be out of your way in just a second.
Okay.
Just recording some beauty shots. The flowers and stuff like that. I'm sorry, did I break the line?
Right, you're sitting on it.
Oh, I am so sorry.
I just gotta
All
check.
right, let me just do a quick push and I'll be out of your way.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for being patient with me. Mike, how much are you going to need on each one? Okay. Thank you, I'm sorry.
All right, we're ready now for the draw party. It's the younger juniors. The younger juniors going to draw again. Now, we're working up to the seniors in the last draw. We had a conflict with an education class finishing up. But it won't be long. This is the younger junior class coming in now. It is the 14 and under teams. We'll have the go through in just a moment. Dan Rice, Michael Philly. Got a couple of hands to jog in different areas, so just take notice and you'll have to continue with those jobs.
Oh, Alpo doesn't do it either. Walk all the way down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we would like now to introduce to you, take our microphone towards the High Prairie Farm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to High Prairie Farm on the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix. As you all know, without sponsors, there never are events of this quality. And so, coming into the ring right now is one of our Audi sponsors from Boulder, Colorado, Adolf Stackhouse. Audi, we would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here with your beautiful cars. We really, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much.
San Diego? Damn. Well, you know, Kansas City manager went across 10 in a row and he lost.
The Morris Animal Foundation. One of the past president emeritus of that foundation and one of America's most beloved television actresses, Betty White, is here to tell you about the foundation. Many of you know her as one of the stars of the Golden Girls, and we're delighted to have her here with us.
Thank you, Helen. And thanks to all of you, and I am so delighted to be built in today. And on behalf of the Morris Animal Foundation, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody for pitching in and making this wonderful beneficiary possible. Believe me, we'll put that money to good use. It will go for a wonderful work study on health. We're a health organization that funds specific studies into health problems of dogs, cats, horses, and zoo and wildlife. And thanks to all of you, and mostly thanks to this lady behind you. Helen, Christmas, you have made this whole thing possible by getting everyone interested. I would like to say a more tangible thank you by giving you this from the Morris Animal Foundation with all honors, Helen Hostess and High Prairie Farm Equestrian Center for advancing horse health by co-sponsoring equine health studies 1995, 1996, and 1997. We'd like to be going on into the 11th to the same thing. I also want to say a big thank you to Rob and Erie, gorgeous babies. Thank you, and let's enjoy today, and believe me, again, from the bottom of all our hearts at Morris Animal Foundation. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Betty. Those of you who would like to have an opportunity to meet Betty, she will be sitting in the western end of the VIP pavilion, and would be very pleased to meet you. So do take the time to come on up and say hello.
Please come by and say hello, and let me see what you are. Because right now you're all very little, and I'd like to meet you in person. Thank you.
I would also like to thank the wonderful volunteers who make this show work for us under the direction of Claudia Langley, the 5th year, and thank you all volunteers. As you know, competition isn't a competition unless you have marvelous competitors. People have come from many different parts of the country to be part of this Grand Prix competition. We thank each and every one of you and all of you competitors in the Green Pavilion for coming and being part of our work show. And lastly, everybody, remember ourselves to and to clap and to enjoy the competition. Thank each and every one of you for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Betty White. Thank you to Doc and Erie and Vic Roy. Thank you for driving our officials to the ring in such style. He got out of the ring before we could tell you about him. In that POA tandem hitch that just left, it was Adolf Stammler of Stammler Audi up there in Boulder. Now, Audi is proud to be the sponsor.
John Morris, who is a very outstanding.
Audi invites everyone to see the latest models from Audi with the.
You can adjust volumes if somebody's too loud, if I'm too loud, or if any other ambient noise is loud. Okay. Does her talk back work, guys? If you want to say something to Mike, the director, like
Hello?
if you want to push this just to talk to Mike.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how close I need to have this. I would never dream of it. How close does this go?
It should go very close.
Because it's like hitting me.
This should be adjusted.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Mike, you shorten that boom.
Just a second here, there. Dissect.
Boom a little shorter for her mouth.
Yeah, it's like hitting my face.
These are really unadjustable.
Is it supposed to hit my face?
So just pull it out a little bit from her mouth. That's good. That looks good.
How's that?
Talk to him a little bit. Talk to him.
Hi guys, is this sounding any better? This is Mary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can.
Testing 1, 2. Hi everybody. Hi everybody.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're ready to start the baseball game. Welcome back to High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center, the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver, presented by Footings Unlimited. Part of the Colorado Summer Circuit. And before we get ready to start the event, you can see celebrities, Betty White and owner of High Prairie, Helen Fuscus, taking a ride around the Derby field. Betty White here representing the Morris Animal Foundation, and a great Morris Animal Foundation who benefits from this Grand Prix. And before we get ready to start the course, talk to Mary about her interpretation of this Grand Prix. Let's meet Leopoldo Palacios. Are they doing that now?
Maybe it's Palacios.
You don't know.
Palacios. I'm kidding, Leif here.
Is he?
Yeah, actually bought.
It's Palacios. Palacios.
I was kidding Leif because he's been asking me about it nonstop. Trying to confuse him.
Yeah, yeah. Mary actually always knows all the answers, and that's why she's here. Palacios. Leopoldo Palacios. Cook.
He noticed what he was doing. Akua.
Mm-hmm.
bro. Yes. Welcome back to High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center for the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver, presented by Footings Unlimited. I'm Leif Elsmo, and along with Mary Ting, we'll talk about this course design in just a moment. You see Betty White, representing the Morris Animal Foundation, along with Helen Fuskus, the owner of High Prairie, taking a nice ride around the Derby field. But before we take our close look at this course, let's first meet the course designer, Leopoldo Palacios from Venezuela. Palacios. I didn't get that right. Palacios. Ready? Welcome back to High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center for the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver, presented by Footings Unlimited. A good look there at Betty White, representing the Morris Animal Foundation. The Hollywood star really has been associated with Morris for many years with her love of animals, and she loves the fact that Morris Foundation benefits directly from this Grand Prix. She's seated along with Helen Fuskus, who is the owner of High Prairie Equestrian Center. And we'll take a look at the course that's been set on this Derby field in just a moment. But first, let's meet the designer, Leopoldo Palacios. Okay. Okay, make sure we get a little of the PA feed once we start, because they're very informative for us. Huh? You want a throw two break? Okay. We'll come back to High Prairie Farms in just a moment. We'll return to the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver in just a moment. Stay tuned. More Grand Prix show jumping from Denver in just a moment. Welcome back to Denver, Colorado. It's High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center, and it's the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver. Let's rejoin our $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver class as we continue the opening round. That's not the right words, right? The first round. Our first round of competition continues in the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver. Welcome back to a gorgeous day here just outside of Denver. We're in Parker, Colorado for the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver, still in the first round. Okay. Okay. When we come back, the jump off will begin from High Prairie. Welcome back to High Prairie Equestrian Farm. Welcome back to High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center. We're all set for the jump off, all going for the $30,000 in prize money for this Audi Grand Prix of Denver, and it should be exciting. Yeah, sounds really exciting, doesn't it? One more. Welcome back to High Prairie Farms. We're all set for the dramatic moment. The timed jump off is set to begin. That, folks, is a field and a mountain beyond. NORAD, set to defend your country against all opposing. Huh? Someday, Helen Fuskus envisions 1 million people sitting in bleachers over there on that field, watching this event. There is no PA. You got Barbara online? You talking to her?
Yeah, I got Barbara.
Okay, Tara, we don't have a...
We can't hear. We need to hear that.
They're getting set, Mike. Are you getting ready? Our our first horse and rider on course, Akua, with Shane Brasher, the rider, owner, Russell Equestrian Center from San Antonio, Texas. First of 18 horse and rider combinations here at High Prairie.
Shane's got quite a task ahead of her. She's got to go ahead and complete this course as the first horse around. She's going to be concerned with the time allowed and trying to make sure that what she walked is how this course is going to ride.
Mary Ting will take you through the first ride, through the first several rides through this course. Fairly challenging, set up by Leopoldo Palacios. And here's the first challenge.
Akua is a 17-hand thoroughbred gelding, 13 years old, and Shane is a professional from San Antonio, Texas.
The winner in 1996 of the $20,000 Trent Boxfield Grand Prix Dallas, and the winner last year.
We've got an early rail at jump number 3. It looks like this horse is having a little trouble focusing on the track. Coming up to the water jump, it's got to clear the lattice on the landing side there.
Clear over the Audi, and a couple rollbacks I wanted to mention. One rollback at 3, and then of course we'll see one on the far side of this Derby field.
This is a very long course. It goes up and down. The slope of this arena is hard to see, but when you walk the course and when you're riding it, you can really feel the up and downward slope. I think that cost the Budweiser there, coming downhill to that big vertical jump.
Budweiser, the tallest fence in this field, 5'3", and that what came down the top length.
Here's another one of those rollback turns, and you can see Akua's giving a little bit of trouble coming out of the corner, focusing on that first jump, and there you had the rail.
So this first horse and rider combination out challenging the course, not having the biggest success, but everybody else going to school on this attempt.
Well, Shane will be back later on, and I think we'll use this first ride as a good...
3 rails down. So 12 faults. And 82.771 is the time for Akua and Shane Brasher. Budweiser is the tallest, as I mentioned, at 5'3", and it did cause some problems, Mary.
It's a rollback turn, Leif, and it's slightly on a downward slope. And to get the horse to back up and elevate over that will present many problems today.
Now in course, Cicero, ridden by Michael Dennehy. Michael Dennehy from Inglewood, Colorado, so he is really a local favorite.
Cicero is a bay Westphalian gelding, 11 years old, and this horse Michael's been bringing along since last year and has been quite successful in getting him up to the Grand Prix level.
Second attempt, Mary, at the 13 fences, and this is a pretty big course, challenging course.
It certainly is, Leif. Not only big, but here he's showing his horse how that slope works, getting a little feel for the upward and the downward slope of the arena. I know the riders earlier were concerned about jump number 6 with the 2 Audi cars and heading uphill into the grandstands. And if you notice, he made his first circle right by there.
Schooling is all done. Here comes the first fence for Cicero.
This horse has a great big lofty jump. And he's making a little tighter turns already. He's on a little better track, I think, than the first horse.
One of 2 rollbacks.
Very difficult to get the horse's concentration on the rollback turn. He's doing a great job so far. Little hesitation at the water, but right up and over.
Very controlled over the Audi jump.
He's going to worry about his time. He's still one of the early riders, so he's not sure how the time allowed is going to sit. Just a little bit too forward coming up that hill, and now the big Budweiser vertical. Beautifully done there. This horse is showing great scope and really not having too much trouble with the jumps, but he seems to be looking a little bit at the crowd. The combination, it's a beautiful effort in, easily over the wide Oxer C element, and now just he's got to keep it together to come downhill for a 4-fault score.
High Prairie, number 12, clear. And 13 comes down. Looks like 8-fault ride for Michael Dennehy.
Oh, and what a disappointing last rail. At 4, he might have stayed in for a good prize today, but with 8 faults, it may be hard for him to stay in the ribbons.
80.828 the time, 8 faults for Cicero.
This jump, you've got a great camera angle here. You can see just how he lightly touched it. The horses are going uphill and jumping into the crowd. Here the horse is coming downhill. He gets a great jump in the air, but doesn't quite cross the last and second element, the width of the jump.
And that was the final 13th jump to give him 8 faults.
With the blue and white carpet, in this case, yes, he has represented the United States in international competition, and in fact has done so many, many times. One of the best riders in the world comes to us now, aboard the Developer. This is a self-confident...
Now on course, the first of 2 rides for Hap Hansen. Many people call this High Prairie Grand Prix Hap Hansen's event. He has won it and been successful so many times. He's riding Developer from Sheldon Gordon Pepper Tree Farm in Malibu, California.
This horse, Leif, has incredible power and scope. It's interesting to note that he had an early injury as a young horse. He had a broken leg, and he has been repaired with 3 pins and a screw. You never know to see him jump, and he's in great form today. Hap, of course, is one of the finest Grand Prix riders in the United States, and he is always a fierce competitor. He's being very careful to get the early part of the course done clear, and he's right on track.
And he's done so well here at High Prairie. Always somebody to contend with for that prize money.
This big oxer uphill requires quite a gallop, and he handled that really well. The horse looks like he's still listening. Here's the big Budweiser, perfectly done. This yellow oxer may present more problems, as it is hard to see being yellow, and the horses again are coming off of an unrelated turn. A lot of rollback turns today in this course, and I think it's going to catch some of these horses. Triple combination, easily done. And as he comes down the slope, we're going to see if he can get him back and get the elevation for the vertical. And that's a very unlucky rail for Hap today. Overall, a great ride.
If you look at the lookout board, you'll see 85.219 and turned 1/4 time penalty as well.
4 faults and time of 85 plus for Hap Hansen and Developer.
Having just jumped the Budweiser jump, the sharp left turn and the high and wide yellow oxer will catch quite a few riders.
Nobody clear so far, and that was a little bit of a concern for Leopoldo, who had a challenging course coming in. But every course designer wants to make sure he gets a handful into the jump off.
Leopoldo
Next up is Rhythm and Blues with young Kendra Espinosa. And this is a great story because she is from LaSalle, Colorado. She won the National Western Stock Show Grand Prix this year. She's only 18, just turned 18, started Grand Prix riding when she was only 15. And this is a young, talented rider, Mary, that you talked about.
Kendra rode as a young rider and rode for the Young Rider Championships. Oh, an unfortunate early rail. She's not having her act together quick enough today. It looks like she's a little distracted. The horse is not focused. Let's see if she can bring things back into alignment. She's been a great competitor as a junior and a young rider. He seems to be taking a look everywhere today. Perhaps the crowd is distracting him, Leif.
Lots to look at here. The Rocky Mountains on one side, the crowd lining the hill on the other, beautiful clouds above.
This horse seems to have plenty of scope and the ability to do the course, but again, with the crowd and with the layout and Leopoldo's demanding turns and rollbacks, I think the distraction level is at its highest here today. Now she's showing more the form that I'm used to seeing.
Smoothing out considerably through 9A and B.
You see the horse getting a little bit away from her in the corners, and this can present a problem. There you had a hard rail behind.
11A comes down.
She just seems to be having a little trouble getting it focused today. A smart move to pull up. That was a hard rail.
Hard rail 12, pulls up at 13. And now, as a schooling device, does she want to finish this 13th jump?
She's going to come around Leif and try to get a good solid jump to finish, and she'll be back to compete another day. You can count on seeing her in the future.
Pulls down number 13, and Kendra Espinosa certainly didn't do well right from the start. Let's take a look at the first jump.
It's very disappointing when you have the first rail down, and she went again immediately to the second rail. I think this horse was just having too much trouble focusing. Coming down the hill, here's that big vertical to jump 12, and she just missed her spot. The horse left early and caught it behind.
Next up, Mist and Tracy Fenney from Gansey and McCormick, the owners out of Flower Mound, Texas.
Tracy's an incredible competitor. As of mid-July, she's leading the Midwest National Grand Prix League standings. This is a somewhat newer ride for her. It's an 8-year-old, and it's a Chestnut Cross thoroughbred by I Love You.
One of 6 horse and rider combinations coming from Texas for this Grand Prix here at High Prairie.
Hard rub at jump number 4 behind, but it stayed up. Unfortunately, right into the middle of the water jump.
This course looking very tough. We are in our 5th rider combination. No clears yet. Only an 18 horse field for the $30,000.
It's going to be a hard track to go clear over today, Leif, and I think that we're going to see more rails than perhaps we'd expected at the beginning of this.
Hap Hansen leads with 4 faults at the moment.
This horse is hitting a lot of the rails, but for the most part, they're staying up. Again, I think these rollback turns are very difficult to execute for some of these younger horses. This is only an 8-year-old. He tried very hard to get out of that combination. Coming down the hill, again the vertical, they look down at the box. Nicely over the last jump, but some unfortunate rails for this nice young horse today.
12 faults for this combination, and it'll be very tough for them to get much of that $30,000, and it started at the water jump.
This water jump is set off of a blind turn. They see it at the last minute. This is a young horse, and you can see he just looked down into the water and didn't quite elevate across the back.
And 11A has continued to be a problem for some of these horses.
I think you're seeing, Leif, that they turn the corner. They're by the in-gate there. They've jumped a lot of jumps, and they're not ready. They're caught by surprise as they come around that corner.
So 12 faults, 81 plus in the time category for Mist and Tracy Fenney. Next on course, Pinion Patriot with Damian Gardner up, Pinion Farm owner and Rancho Santa Fe, the home in California.
Well, here, Leif, we've got a veteran rider and a veteran horse. This horse has been doing many Grand Prix with Damien, very much success this season, and I think if we're going to have a clear round, this certainly should be one of them. Strong ride to the water, and he's looking great so far.
Clear over the Audi jump, number 6.
Here's the first big wide test as you go uphill to this blue and white oxer, easily over. Light rub, but he still jumped it very confidently. The biggest jump on course, a little tap, but he's looking great so far, Leif.
Clear so far, the only one to be clear if he can finish this. A rub there, over 10. Now 11A has been problems.
A little bit of an override inside there, and it's how unfortunate because he had it up till there.
11B down, 4 faults so far for Damien. A great ride till that point, and he's clear over 13. A dramatic ride, 4 Falls ties in with Hap Hansen.
That, however, is your leader, and remember that 4
Mary,
faults does
he
not
comes from
make
California. Hap Hansen comes from California. Let's take a look, first of all, at the problem of the triple. Cleared 11A.
Well, he had a good ride in, but these two vertical obstacles require, in very short order, this horse elevating for the second element, and he showed a little too much power coming in, I think.
Mary Ting, winner of the $50,000 class 2 years ago, as we look at Damian Gardner coming off the course. And Mary, what are some of the problems bringing your horses up to the mile-high city? There's some elevation here that may have the horse feeling a little differently. Are there any breathing adjustments that you have to be considered?
I think like any athlete, I know certainly for myself when I arrive here each year, I can really feel the change in the altitude. Many of these horses are coming from Spruce Meadows, from the North American meet there. They've been on the road for several weeks. They travel, and they're going to be a little bit softer in their condition than they might otherwise be without the altitude.
Such a wonderful event to take place. A round of applause for Audi, please. We couldn't have done it without it.
That's about it, Harry. A little shorter than a minute.
Hi, Prairie management enjoys receiving the many compliments about the superb footing.
You think he's going to go clear? What happens? Yeah, what happens if you don't go clear? Does
4
it jump up?
faults.
It's all because of the footing.
High with 4 faults. There'll be jump off.
In our arena footing. Footings Unlimited offers a world of choices. Meet Nicholas at the lot and stall.
KHIH. It's the only station in town for smooth jazz covers. For their promotion in Colorado.
Their presentation, in fact, I think Becky was doing her remote earlier in the day. Hope you got the time to watch our Grand Prix. It's the $30,000 coffee Grand Prix, presented by Footings Unlimited.
No.
KHIH, sometimes called KI.
Next rider, next rider, next rider, next rider.
Although in second place, is a developer.
Next on course, the Invader, ridden by Harriet McConnell. Cal Tipton, the owner, from Warren, Texas.
I spoke with Harriet earlier, and she's a little bit nervous today, Leif. This will be her first Grand Prix start since 1983 when she was riding with Rodney Jenkins. She's watched today by her 17-month-old son, Charlie, and she's particularly excited to get back into this level of competition.
I imagine there's a little bit of apprehension seeing how tough this course is.
She's also riding a relatively young horse. In '95, he was very successful in the preliminary division in Indio. And this horse in 1996 was leased by the United States pentathlon team for the Olympics.
For a hefty sum, I was told.
The Invader is a thoroughbred gelding, and he is only 8 years of age. She's taking her time to get adjusted, and I think given the stress of the course today, this is a good plan.
An eight-year-old for those who don't know, Mary, is fairly young for somebody to have the strength and the maturity to really jump these fences on a regular basis for a horse.
It is, Leif. They're just starting to come into their prime, and they've had the opportunity to jump in some of the bigger divisions for a couple of years, but it is always a step up when you reach the Grand Prix level.
Through the timers and over one clear. Harriet McConnell.
I think she's taking a very good approach to this course. She's not rushing herself. She's going to have to ride hard here to the water.
Clear so far. She approaches number 6. This is the Audi jump, the vertical. She is clear through that.
Here's the first big test of scope, the blue and white oxer up the hill. She took a moment to organize there. And I think she's giving it a great ride so far.
Turn back now to 8. But Roger, the highest jump, clear at the 5'3" fence. Oh, just rolled off of the combination there. She loses 9, A and B, and then 10.
It looks to me like they're both getting a little tired right now. She was great up to that point.
Really measured that combination, but pulled down 11C.
I think what you're talking about earlier, Leif, with the altitude and also the up and downward slope of this ring, it's going to take its toll on the conditioning of both the horse and the rider.
Well, 16 jumped in for 1 1/4 time. It's a total of 17 quarters and 1/4.
17 1/4 faults with a time fault for the Invader and Harriet McConnell. She started off so cleanly, and it really all happened in the back half of the course.
As she comes into this jump, she's got a little bit of extra speed, very late rail at the first element, and it just looks to me like she's reaching, and he's a little bit too tired to get the elevation that he needs at this point in the course.
The entry of Prix of Chicago.
So Harriet McConnell was 17 1/4 faults after a great start on the Invader. Like she's in pretty good shape to get back into some of the best competition in the Grand Prix world.
You did great.
You did great was her exact words, so she felt good about that ride as well. Now on course, Ocala, Heidi Hildebrand aboard, and then Ritz of Chicago is the owner from Scottsdale, Arizona.
This is another 8-year-old. This is a French thoroughbred gelding. Heidi recently relocated to Sherry Templin's stables in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I haven't had the opportunity to watch this horse in the Grand Prix before. He'll see that extra kick up on top of the jump, or maybe he's got just the right energy for today. The first part of this course is crucial to set the tempo and the rhythm, and I think so far she's got it under control. A hard rub, but it stays up. A little splash at the water, but I didn't see a flag, so it looks like she's clear. Big effort at that blue and white oxer. You can see he wavered a little bit to the right, but she's got it back under control. Very hard to see that yellow jump coming up the hill, 10A. Still at 4 false leaf, she's going to tie with Damien if she can keep this last line. Quite a good showing for her for today.
A great finish.
Tied for first right now, 2 4 falters.
Tied for first. Ocala ties for first with 4 faults. 1 rail down, and here it is.
As she came around that corner, she slowed down for just a minute, and it made her then increase her pace, and she got too close.
And then a great finish, knowing she had 4. She had to come clear here.
This horse jumps a little bit off to the side. She's unseated for a moment, but gets right back on track, and a beautiful last jump.
Shane Bradford returns to the ring now with Prix.
And now Ocala.
Heidi Hildebrand and Ocala tied for first with 4 faults. Very challenging course set by Leopoldo. And the Venezuelan course designer is really getting the challenge to the horse and rider combinations. Now number 9 of 18. We'll be halfway through after Shane Brasher on Capri takes this course and challenges it. The owner, Russell Equestrian Center, the home, Antonio, Texas.
Now Shane has already gone around this course once, and we'll see if this helps make a clear round on this second horse. Capri is a 16 two-hand bay thoroughbred gelding.
Of course, the last time out, Shane was the first rider on the course, and that's pretty much the toughest spot to be, isn't it, Mary? You have to really be the first one out, and everybody schools on your ride.
It's a very tough position to be in, but then coming back later on, I think she's got an advantage having already been around this track once. This thoroughbred is handling the sharp corners very easily. Quick off the ground. So far, careful enough to be clear.
One down for 4 faults.
time and again, you're going to see that line at the top part of the field take its toll. They're coming uphill, they're tired, and we've lost concentration.
Then right into a combination, 11A, and A, B, and C has been tough as well all day long. Now 12 and 13 to finish.
This horse is looking very tired. Quite a struggle with the top part of that course.
Thank you for the applause again. And the young center Prix. Thank you a lot for that. Including next week in our $50,000 Prix.
That yellow jump again is very hard to see. It's a square oxer on a little bit of an upward.
So 9A and B both come down. 7 did as well, and then the triple caused some problems too. Fatigue could have been a factor for Capri and Shane Brasher. 24 faults. So who started first?
Ocala and Damien with 4.
Right, just checking to make sure all of the decks in the proper place. Here it comes.
I don't have any.
2 tied with 4 faults for a jump off as we go to horse and rider combination number 10 of 18. Tiny Town is the 10th rider, and the rider will be Chris McConnell. Tiny Town, the horse, and Jim McConnell, the owner, Littleton, Colorado. So this is another local combination.
Tiny Town is bred by Chris and her husband Jim, who operate their family business and breeding facility called Coventry Farms. Tiny Town is 10 years old, and he's a Dutch warm-blood thoroughbred cross. An early rail at jump 3. A hard rub, but we're up. There's a big spook at the water. She came around the corner to the water, and the horse is not wanting to have any part of it today. It comes up off a blind curve, and she just never has the opportunity to get straight. 2 refusals at this point. The clock is ticking. Her time is adding up. And he's not going to go near that water jump today. That will be an elimination.
So elimination there for Tiny Town and Chris McConnell, but a great learning experience for this big Grand Prix course.
It's hard when the water comes early on, especially off a blind corner like that. She never really had a chance to get a strong enough ride to get across that jump. She's going to take a courtesy schooling jump of jump number 2. And I'm sure we'll see her back on another day. You can see he saw it out of the corner of his eye right when he started to make the corner, and there's no way he's going near that jump today.
So Tiny Town out for the challenge, and Chris McConnell will come back some other day to try for the money. Today it's $30,000 in the Audi Grand Prix of Denver, presented by Footings Unlimited. And our next horse and rider combination, Mary Ting, may be the biggest challenge to make this a clear round, because this is a veteran duo. This is one to be really feared if you're competing today.
America's 7 and Hap Hansen are right now one of the most consistent Grand Prix competitors from the West Coast, but in the United States. If anybody can make it around this course, Hap's experience and this horse's talent should show the way.
America's 7 owned by Linda Smith of Laguna Beach, California.
Hap had an unlucky rail on the developer early on, but he knows the track. He's had a chance to be around. You can see she's being explosive with her hind end today, and I say this just may be our first clear. You can see Hap takes extra trouble to make sure he's got the power and the energy as he turns to go uphill. Now the vertical jump easily over the top, and a good strong ride to the water.
Easily over that as he approaches 6, the Audi jump, and is clean over there.
Now the riders were concerned about the Audi jump, but so far today that's been one of the easier jumps on the course.
Hap pulls down number 7.
A very unlucky rail, hind rail. easily over the big Budweiser jump.
Still a chance to tie for first and get into that jump off, along with Damian Gardner and Pignon Patriot and Ocala with Heidi Hildebrand.
Very tight one here. He's got it done. Beautifully out over the combination. He just needs to stay right in the moment here, easy to the vertical, and I think he's going to have 4 faults.
So Hap Hansen looks like he will join the jump off.
All over yet, one rail down, over behind. That's a big deal up there, but that's a tie for first place right now.
So a tie for first place with Hap Hansen.
Could well be a jump off with the 4 faults. A few years ago in California.
And of course, the jump off with 4 faults will only happen if nobody goes clear. Let's take a look at Hap again.
5 4 faults. He's jumping off for first place. As a matter of fact, Hap Hansen is among that number.
He's so effortless in his style. He makes it look so easy.
He's got the first part, in fact, the whole part of this course. That was a very unlucky rail for him today. Here you can see he's coming uphill. It's a very wide oxer. The horse jumps way up and just catches it on the way down. Very unlucky rail.
Here goes the number 12 horse. Following this horse, a 1-minute break.
So now Hap Hansen has done 2 rides over, and he's hoping nobody goes clear so that he will join in a 3-horse at least jump off. We're through 11 horse and rider combinations, now up Infinity with Tracy Fenney, owned by Andrew and Tracy Fenney of Flower Mound, Texas.
Well, Leif, another veteran horse and rider combination. They've already won 2 Grand Prix this year, the $30,000 Grand Prix in Indio and the $25,000 Grand Prix of Kansas City. Also last year, Tracy won the $150,000 Grand Prix in Indio. She's been around once today already. She knows the track. Let's see if the luck will be with her today. She's off to a very precise start. She's not rushing, but she's got her corners clearly under control. You can see this horse really, last minute look at the water. I think she's got a touch on the tape. If she can just keep going, she's lost her concentration now. He's twisting, and it's not looking like a good day for Infinity.
Trying to gather him over 7, and does. Turn back to 8, the Budweiser at 5'3".
Very unfortunate beginning for her at that water jump. I think it has taken all the concentration away from this horse. I've rarely seen him have this many rails in a competition.
A lot of lumber at this point, but that that Liverpool rather, that water jump, Mary, has been very tough to line the horses up. They seem to spook a little bit. Maybe that little white fence that is on the early side of that water jump. So she will withdraw, and Infinity and Tracy Fenney, who had started out with a great little ride through 4. It was the water jump that caused her problems.
Well, as they come around the corner from jump 4 to the water jump, it is hidden, and the horses are only given about 3 strides to see the water.
And then 6 was next, the Audi jump.
Hard rub front and back at the Audi, I think, still thinking about the water jump.
So withdrawal for Infinity and Tracy Fenney. Next up,
and they're the ones you want to talk to.
Boy, the wind is picked up.
Right.
Makes it even harder.
You rode last year, right?
Yes.
Tuscany?
Yes.
Oh, God. Good. Dirt bombs.
Nobody cleared right now. We've got 3 ties in first place, though. Daniel Tracy, Ocala, and America. We'd also like to welcome Nutrina Feeds, the animal nutrition division of Target. And about Nutrina, world-class animal nutrition company. Nutrina Feeds is the second largest selling horse feeds in the world. choose Vitality Horse Feed. Raise the standard in equine nutrition or life design. Both of these feature guides and nutrition feeds.
Okay. Nothing wild. Jump in, balance up. Okay, you don't have to run at anything. You've got to have some power everywhere. Okay, Master. Beat up this easy, okay? Yeah. And don't waste him getting in the ring, okay? Try it out there and pull up.
We're back underway now with the 13th.
Well, you just heard the encouraging words of Brady Dillingham to...
Pinion Whitaker is at the
No,
gate.
sorry. Start that again.
Mike
Here's
McCormick.
Conway, the one crosses two.
Well, you just heard Mike McCormick talking to Brady Dillingham. She's riding Tannhauser. And across Oklahoma is their home. They get ready to challenge a course that really possible to go clear on. So there's a little bit of concern when they come out here. They know it's a tough course, and the chances are they'll bring a rail down.
This has to be, Leif, one of the toughest courses that's ever been here at High Prairie Farms. I know that this is a young rider, and she's going to have to pay special attention to the difficulty of the course, try to stay concentrated and smooth, and see if she can get it clear. This is a bay Bavarian warm-blood gelding. He seems to have a beautiful jump, lots of scope, a very quiet and easy way of going. The wind is picked up, Leif, and this also is going to take its toll. It's very hard to tell how fast you're going when the wind is blowing in your face. She's doing a beautiful job so far, and she got her eye on that water very early on.
Had a tough time lining up for the outie jump, which really hasn't been a problem to anybody, but he went real wide and didn't get square at all.
A big surprise to her. I think she really was focusing with her eyes on that jump number 6, and the horse continued to go left and, of course, spooked at the car.
Well, she had gotten through one of the trouble spots. She was clear through 5, and then 6 caused problems. The outie jump just spooked the horse.
She jumps to the left over the water and just never puts her left leg on. She tries to turn, but he's so focused on the car, it's way too late to execute the jump.
Brady Dillingham, tough ride for her as she leaves the course. A good schooling experience for a young rider.
On course, Pinion Whitaker. A moment ago, we introduced a new combination horse and rider.
Now back on course, Damian Gardner. This is another one of those tough combinations that may give a good challenge to this ever so tough course set by Leopoldo Palacios. Pinion Whitaker, Damian Gardner aboard, as I mentioned. Pinion Farm, the owner from Rancho Santa Fe, California.
Pinion Whitaker is a Dutch warm-blood gelding, and this is his first Grand Prix start today. Damian's going to have a hard time here ahead of him to get this young horse to focus, but he's got incredible elevation so far, and Damian has already been around this track once.
So the experienced rider, but not experienced underneath him, and that's going to cause him some problems.
You can see he's riding extra hard. He's got a lot of leg. This horse is looking and backing up at all the jumps, and Damian is giving him as hard a ride as he can.
Up to the higher level of the Derby field, now the suspense 7.
Beautifully over that jump. Huge amount of scope on this horse, just a little bit young and green.
Brings the rail down at 9, Mary, and then clear over 10.
You can see at 9 when they try to pick up the first element, the first obstacle clear, they end up oftentimes having the back rail. Damian is calling it a day for today. He thinks this course is perhaps a little too much for this horse.
So Pinion Whitaker gets a schooling again, as many of these horse and rider combinations have, but nobody has beaten the course yet. 3 are tied with 4 faults.
I'm afraid the course is the winner so far here today, Leif.
Well, let's take a look at Damian as he had that young horse at fence 3.
He's trying to make very certain that he gets around this course in a little bit of an override, and he has the front rail. Way up over the beginning element of the jump, and then doesn't quite cross the back element.
So Damian Gardner still can get back in the jump off because he had 4 faults on Pinion Patriot. Well, we have 18 total. This is 15, so 4 are left to go. Nobody clear yet. This is Goodness Gracious. Leslie Steele aboard. Vanessa Haas is the owner out of Malibu, California.
Leif, this is a wonderful young mare. She is only 6 years old and an incredible jumper. Leslie is a seasoned veteran of Grand Prix, and if anyone can give a good ride today, it should be her. Huge effort there. This mare wants to be very careful and not touch any of the obstacles.
Now lining up for the water jump.
Great ride to the water. She held out just enough, and things are looking good so far.
Clear over the Audi jump, just a vertical, and now up to number 7.
Here's where the slope of the ring takes its toll as they go uphill, but she's way over that jump.
It's a high and wide oxer after going uphill. Now that 5'3" fence, the Budweiser.
Very well ridden so far, Leif. This yellow oxer is going to be difficult.
Well, she's clear so far.
Very aggressive ride, but it worked for her.
3 left to go, including this combination at 11.
She's got to get her back. This is a tight combination here, vertical, vertical. Tremendous effort on this horse's part.
She looked back to see she had a hard rub at 11C. The mare has 1 left.
What a great performance today. That was a wonderful ride.
Well, Leslie Steele has come up with a clear round and wiped out that 3-way tie with 4 faults. And she is pumped up.
Anybody jumping around clear today, Leif, has got to be especially happy. She comes at a full gallop to the yellow, but this careful horse is easily up and over. It's a great.
Only 3 left. Paul Honert, as we see Leslie Steele finish her clear round, the first. She was the 15th to go on Goodness Gracious. She comes up clear after 3 had 4 fault rides, good rides, including Hap Hansen and Baby Gardner. Now, 3 combinations left to challenge that clear round. This combination is Mufasa, with Paul Honert aboard. David Saunders, the owner, from Dallas, Texas.
Mufasa is a 16 one-hand bay thoroughbred gelding, 11 years old, and Paul is a professional from Dallas, Texas. First part of this course is crucial. If you can get organized and focused early on, I think it helps for the later difficulty of the course. So far, he's looking good. And again, Leif, you see that water jump, they come around the corner and they are absolutely caught by surprise.
Mufasa.
He goes to the voice to help encourage him across the water. Now he's got to pick up his pace a little bit as the clock is ticking with that refusal at jump number 5.
Lost a lot of time there, and of course this is some good money if you can get through with just 3 faults.
This is a young horse. He keeps looking a little bit at the crowd, and I think that distraction is what cost him at the water. You can hear he goes to the voice again. He's really urging this horse around today. Nine A is so wide, that back rail keeps coming down. It requires an inordinate amount of scope.
Now the combination at 11.
You can see he gets him back for the 2 vertical elements and a big stretch and a rub out over the C element.
Encouragement didn't help at a 13, but Paul Harnert really gave it a great shot on his end. Mufasa not up to the challenge. And it started with the water jump again.
As they come around the corner, the horse is looking to the side. He sees the water at the last minute, and unfortunately, there's not enough pace to encourage him across. Coming down the hill, there's a big slope here. He handles the vertical part well, but just doesn't back up enough for the tight 4 strides coming out.
Well, 14 faults, 96 and change on the time. And Texas T is now coming out on course to challenge with Liz Denny as Mufasa takes off. But it's Texas T, Liz Denny from Morrow Meadows Corporation in Walnut, California.
Well, we've just seen one of the youngest horses go with Leslie, and this is the oldest horse in the competition. He's 16 years old, quite a veteran. He's a thoroughbred gelding, and Liz Denny has been doing very well with him this season. Liz is a professional rider at Flint Ridge Riding Club in Pasadena, California. She's going wide, taking her time to jump number 3. And
No
a good
dividend, yeah, but she pulls the first rail.
You can hear this horse's breathing. The length of this course may get to him today. Very unlucky rail at 3.
Especially all the time, taking to be careful. Big Oxer at 7, the roll back to the Budweiser.
She's got to get him back to elevate over this tall Budweiser vertical. Just caught it behind. This horse has a huge amount of scope and the ability, but sometimes not quite as careful as we'd like to see. Very tight here, he cuts in on the corner. I think that angle cost her the B element. You can see he shifts way to the right over the top of the jump. And there we've got the last rail down as well.
So Texas T taking a lot of lumber with Liz Denny. 16 faults. Time of 84.957. And we'll take a look at jump 3 of the ride of Texas T and Liz Denny.
Not a particularly difficult jump. It does come early on. It's off. Here you see him fall way into the right. She's trying to hold him out. She decides she better take the line she's on and angle across the first jump, and I think it cost her the second element.
So one more challenge to the clear round of Leslie Steele and goodness gracious. What a day for them. Coming off that clear round as the 15th horse and rider combination, but now up Mr. Bean with Frank Sellinger, Calgary, Alberta.
Mr. Bean is 18 hands high, the biggest horse in the competition today. He's a Westphalian gelding. He's only 8 years old, but his rider, Frank Sellinger from Canada, won the bronze medal in the 1995 Pan American Games. He is a 6-time Nation Cup rider for Canada. He took a look, but lots of power to get over that. Mr. Bean is just walking over this course today, Leif. And a rail down at Budweiser. We're not going to have a jump off today.
Leslie Steele, you could probably hear her screaming in the background. She comes out with the only clear round. Mr. Bean looked good through 7.
As this course goes on, the horses get more tired, the concentration is gone, and the rails are falling.
Put a little bit of money involved here if we can keep this rail up. This $30,000 class, and Mr. Bean will finish. 12 faults for Mr. Bean and Frank Sellinger. Clear through the Budweiser, and everybody was starting to think possible jump off.
He comes downhill, jumps up at the first part, and just lightly rubs it behind. Turning the corner to the triple combination, a little long coming in, backs up hard, and just doesn't quite cross to get to the third element.
And now we'd like to invite to the ring Mr. Michael.
No jump.
Also, please welcome
We're looking at the winner, Leslie Steele. Goodness gracious, the horse, and boy, what a ride she had. 15th horse and rider combination out, and they went clear. The only ones to go clear, so no jump off in this $30,000 class. Doesn't get any easier than that.
Thank you.
Wasn't an easy round, but no jump off is a little bit of a reprieve for these competitors.
It's a reprieve and certainly a reward. This is only a 6-year-old mare. What a lovely effort she made today, and decidedly and deserves to be the winner.
Leslie Steele, Malibu, California is where this horse trains. Goodness gracious, was, well, just about as good and gracious as you can get today on this big course.
They at the gate.
Let's take a look at her ride, Mary. It was really magnificent, clear.
You can see that she starts out very determined. She's right on track. The horse is listening, an incredibly careful horse. You can see at this jump number 3 the extra effort that she makes to clear the oxer, kicking up twice with her hind legs. Now Leslie's very correct about holding out after this jump number 4 and gets a very strong and definite ride to the water. Doesn't even take a look. Close-up shot easily over jump number 6, and here again we're coming up to the big wide blue and white oxer that cost a few horses behind, and she is over the top of the standards. As she comes back down to the Budweiser, the horse is still listening beautifully, dead center, and rocks back to clear that easily. A little risky here. She goes flat out to the oxer, but again, this horse's carefulness helps her out, and she is wonderfully clear so far.
We're looking back at the ride of Leslie Steele, and goodness gracious, it was the 15th combination out of 18.
She slows down just enough to get back up inside the combination, a little extra effort to get out clear. Leslie even looks back, thinking perhaps she had the rail, but everything stayed up, and this is our winner today.
Over the high prairie, clears number 13. Watch her get excited as she knows she has a good chance to get the blue ribbon and the money.
A terrific effort today and a very hard class to win.
Our congratulations to Leslie Steele, and goodness gracious. Right. You know, I should do. I can also do a throw to last year's jump off, in case you need it. Mary was here too. Yeah, right. It's hard to get it. Oh no, she has it here, I think. Well, we're looking at Leslie Steele, and good. You want to come back from a break on this, or what? You don't want to. Right. Okay. Let me do a throw in case we need to a jump off. Well, today was unusual. Leslie Steele, and goodness gracious, go clear, the only clear round in this 30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver. No jump off today. Jump offs are dramatic and exciting. Let's take you back to last year. Mary and I were watching a dramatic jump off right here at High Prairie Farms for $50,000. Weren't we?
Oh, I didn't know you wanted me. I thought you were throwing.
Was I right? Was I okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was right. Okay.
Here comes the next.
Now we can throw in any old filler we want there. Okay, here we go to Leslie. Welcome back to High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center, the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver presented by Footings Unlimited. Today's winner, Leslie Steele, and goodness gracious, they didn't have to endure the pressure of a jump off. They were the only clear round through 18, and Steph Stevens has the winner right now. Now, a lot of you folks at home probably want to know a little bit of something about Mike Diamond. Let's go inside the truck and talk to Mike.
How about Leopoldo being the course designer for the Olympics coming up?
Yeah, well, he talks about that.
Oh, you talked about that.
We could throw it in here now. I don't know if we can roll it in the front part of the show.
While we're getting that picture, let's go ahead and introduce our...
Yeah, I was going to go back to the front of the show, if I can put something in with a wide shot, and say, let Mary go to one of these jumps and just talk a little bit about Grand Prix show jumping.
California, 1 and 2. There's the Indian area, so you can stop the pedestrians, horses come through, we don't
the wide shot like that. Just like that. Let me try this.
All of our riders will remain in the ring for a victory lap coming up in just a moment in third place. Ticket number 665. America 7 at Memphis.
Well, you're looking at High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center. The course has been set, and the horse and rider combinations are anxious to get started. Right now, though, let's go to Mary Ting, as she'll tell us a little bit about what Grand Prix show jumping is all about. Why don't you catalog? You want?
And the green ribbon to Cicero, Michael Bennett, right here in Inglewood, Colorado. While we're passing out those ribbons, we'll let you know that the 7th place runs number 802. 802, yes, Tracy Denny rode for Gantry and McCormick of Flower Mountain, Texas.
Because we're going to need to do the fall and the refusals, because we had all of the above today.
What's that?
I would think a little bit.
In 11th place, it was Texas T and Liz Jennings, who rode the Laurel Meadows Corporation. And the 12th award to number 419. 419, the number assigned this week to the Invader.
What's the
PA's
announcement name,
rode
Matt?
for Cal Tipton of
Hinton,
Warren,
yeah,
Texas.
Matt.
Hope you picked out a favorite. All of these horses will be back
H-I-N.
next week for our $50,000 class.
Okay.
Right now, we'll get one more win picture, and then we're going to send you on around the ring a victory lap, so you
looking
can
at
show
the
your
Rocky-
appreciation for all these beautiful horses.
You're looking at the
All
Rocky
talent
Mountains,
drivers.
just High Prairie Equestrian Center, 25 miles south of the center of Denver, Colorado. And right now, Matt Hinton, our PA announcer, is really giving the celebration to the winners, and that includes Leslie Steele as the only clear round in the first round on Goodness Gracious. And she gets the blue ribbon. And now, the ceremonial lap.
Goodness gracious. Followed by Pinion Patriot. America 7. Ocala. The Developers and Cicero. The top 6 in our $30,000 Audi Grand Prix.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah.
Back for our final comments. Was that good enough? I sound real hot. You okay? We're back at High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center. Leif Elsmo, Mary Ting for our final comments on the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver, presented by Footings Unlimited. And Mary, not that usual that you'll see a Grand Prix class go without a jump off.
Very unusual, Leif, and I think an extremely difficult and yet well-built and well-designed course today. I think perhaps coming off of the Spruce Meadows Some of our more veteran horses and riders were a little fatigued, and I think that more than anything else, that came into play as the horses got towards the end of the course.
And of course, Leopoldo Palacios really built a challenging course. He kind of hinted that to us before the course. He said, Mary, have I built a course a little too tough for this class? He was a little concerned that it was a little too high.
I think Leopoldo is an incredible course designer. He's just been chosen to do the Olympics in Australia, and he always tries to bring the level of the horse and the rider up, and I think it was obviously an area today where there were some weaknesses, but he did show the young horses and riders what they need to work on, and I think the veterans just showed a little fatigue.
And Leslie Steele and Goodness Gracious had the day that they really wanted, the only clear round in the opening round of 18. So for Mary Ting, Steph Stevens, I'm Leif Elsmo. Thanks for joining our $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver. We'll see you again next year.
Daddy, it's not sand.
Welcome back to High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center. We are in the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver opening round. Nobody clear yet. You know, Mary Ting, when you talk about the equestrian world, you can't not talk about dogs. Dogs are everywhere. These are animal lovers who love horses, but also you see a lot of dogs in the farms, in the stables. Steph Stevens brings us a little closer to this great relationship. Oh, let me do one on Kendra, okay? I should have done it when I was looking at her. Kendra Espinosa, ready? You're looking at Kendra Espinosa on Rhythm and Blues. She is an 18-year-old rider who started riding Grand Prix at 15, a local girl from LaSalle, Colorado, and she is really glad to be here. Let me do that one more time in case it looks so weird, because she may not close. One more time, I mean, she wasn't here right. It was obviously yesterday. Should I say, well, let me ask you, should I say we talked to her earlier? I mean, because it was definitely earlier. It was like yesterday. You're looking at Kendra Espinosa on Rhythm and Blues. She's an 18-year-old Grand Prix rider right here from LaSalle, Colorado, a local Coloradian, and we had a chance to talk to her earlier. She is very excited, albeit Coloradan. All right, I'm not even going to say that. Here we go. There's the sky, a beautiful sky. You're looking at Kendra Espinosa on Rhythm and Blues. This is an exciting young rider from Colorado. We had a chance to talk to her yesterday about this class. We had a chance to talk to her. I probably wasn't what we talked to her about. Something about clothes. Ready? A great crowd here at High Prairie Farms Equestrian Center as we continue the $30,000 Audi Grand Prix of Denver. You know, clothes are a big part of the fashion statements here made in the equestrian world and at the Grand Prix. Steph Stevens takes us a little bit closer to the fashion of Grand Prix show jumping. Okay. Let me do a couple. Let's go to Steph Stevens in case we need it. First of all, she's going to come back from the first break and say, "Hi, I'm Steph Stevens down here." So I'll say thank you. This is really choppy. But before our next horse and rider, let's go down to Steph Stevens. Let's go down to Steph Stevens at the in-gate. That was a great ride. Now let's go to Steph Stevens with that rider. Thanks, Steph Stevens. Now let's take a look at the next horse and rider combination. Let's go down to Steph. Hey, Steph, what you doing? She's supposed to do that all over there. I'll go make sure she did. Did the jump off from last year, the pad. Just her thing. I'd like to get her. It's all ENG stuff. So let me go work on that. I want to get the ENG tapes. Do you have them here that she brought you back? She. Okay, can you start bumping those over to my high 8, and then I'll go get the ENG stuff done. I guess we're cooked. I think we're done. Chaz is over there. If I'm talking about what she says.
Bizarre class.
So Mary, I'd like you to do a little thing at a jump.
Oh, in the wind?
In the wind, looking ugly as hell because the wind blowing you.
I know. Well, now
You look great. You look like a beach girl when you do that. You look like a beach babe or something.
So you're gonna go do stand up?
we should probably do it by the water, huh? Since that's where everybody.
Right. You can do it. We can pick a spot.
God, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's
Got those pictures. Oh, you do? Yeah, they're in the truck.
Good deal.
It's so windblown.
Yeah.
I know.
I think they made the course too hard. I don't know anything about horse jumping, but
Well, that one horse did okay.
Yeah, I can. I just want to brush my hair or something.
Sponsors voor de 14e aflevering van Parkpop. En dat wordt een mooi festival, dat kan ik je nou vertellen. Degenen die speciaal zijn gekomen voor de Italiaanse schotels van Mau Mau, die staan hier helemaal verkeerd. Maar die beginnen op podium 2. Hier gaan we ruimte maken voor de groep die in Amerika en hun eigen land al gespeeld hebben met de grote der aarde. Ze hebben hier net getekend met een grote platenmaatschappij, Virgin. And what's good enough for Virgin, it's good enough for us. Chris Daniels en de Kings!
Dankjewel! Well, it seems like this whole world is dreaming. How long till we wake up screaming? commercials meet idyllic scenes outside. Now the black body's outlined in blood and chalk. Who died? Who cares? Long as no one gets my share. Cause you know, and I know, it's all about cash flow. You can take a drink, tell a lie, keep yourself anesthetized. So many ways to escape from blazing aroused. World gets raped by the sound of bass string.
Yeah, if you want to just drive by me. That now. If you want to just go real slow. Yeah, maybe try. Yeah, go ahead.
Amateur hunter ring.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll get it. I'll come and get it later. We're missing all the good sound bites. Spencer, does this dog get very excited?
Well, on occasion.
Like how excited does he get?
Not very. No, not around here, it doesn't.
Is this his first horse show?
No. It's his first horse show in like a year or two, though. I mean,
Would you consider him a horse show, veteran?
yeah, oh yeah, he knows.
Has he been to a lot of shows?
When he was younger, he did. When he was like a puppy and just a lot smaller. He used to fit totally in the basket, you know.
How old is Homer now?
He's about 7. He's just middle-aged. He looks a lot older.
How does he feel about it when your mom wins?
Well, he gets to carry the ribbons around. He shares in the glory.
That's what we wanted, sweetie. You have a future. Tell
Thanks.
your mother.
Homer dog.
Are his eyes always that red?
Yeah, that's his eyes.
Or has he been staying out too late and having one too many?
It's a possibility. He's pretty independent, aren't you?
That's great. Thanks, kiddos.
No problem. Yeah.
Pencer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
We're doing all those for one statement. Here comes Critter.
I'm going to clip this on the back of your belt there.
Critter.
Are you riding Critter?
Babies, lots of babies.
Lots of babies.
Critter man! Here's our fourth rider in the golf cart.
Okay. On. Try to hide this.
Now what am I supposed to say? I'm going on.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Critter.
Hey, come here. Come here, Crits. Hey, say hi. Critter, sit. Critter, sit. No. Shh. Sit up. Critter, sit. Sit. Hey, say hi. Up. Up. No. I can't make him behave.
That was good.
We're trying to get Critter on TV here.
Hey, Critter, come here. Calvin's on TV. Sit. Sit down. Sit. Come through. You got it, right? Here. Come over here. Turn around. Come here. Hey. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Boy, sit up. There you go. Sit up. Yes. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Sit up.
No.
Sit up.
Noah, what are you barking at?
That's great. You want Liza in some sunshine?
Yeah.
We called him. We were like, "Hey, Tony," and he turned like this and sat on the gas pedal, and the golf cart started taking off, and he was driving all by himself. And we were like, "Tony, Tony," he said, and ran right into a fence. And then we decided that he loved the golf cart so much we better get him his own. So if you notice on the front of the golf cart, it says Tony's cart. Did you ever see that?
Yeah,
Did you ever see that?
what it was. I thought it was maybe a groom or
No,
something.
Tony's is the dog, my dad's dog that we had forever. He was 13 when he passed away last fall. So, dogs run in our family. We usually have 4 or 5 dogs, and they all load up, and we take whatever space left over.
Perfect.
Is that good enough?
That's what I wanted.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say?
Critter! Critter! Here he comes.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
That was so easy.
Well, that was
You
easy.
said exactly what I needed there. The salt from here.
Tony's cart. You remember Tony, that kind of
He's a big dog.
big blonde Akita
Yes.
with the one ear that went down? And I'm serious. I mean, when we rented the golf cart in Arizona, he was sitting on the floor, and we were at the schooling area, and we thought he looked so cute. We're all like, "Tony, look how cute little golf cart." And he switched his weight, sat right on the gas pedal, and took off, and never stopped. Went right through the fence.
That's an incredible story.
And I think we gave this to my dad in like 86 or 7, I guess. So we've had the golf cart about 10 years, and it's seen a lot of life. It's got some bruises on
Ready
it.
for a few repairs.
Rufino, the groom, flipped it over 1 year.
Oh, was he all right?
Yeah, he's fine, but kind of paint job. And everybody always tells us we need to get a trailer with a canopy for the dogs, so that there's actually room for people to ride in it, or maybe a double seat one. But
What are the holes sitting in the seat of those dogs?
oh, my puppy Nala, the Ridgeback, she ate that, and I guess I have to pay to get it fixed now or something. But Bree, when she was puppy last year, she ate the entire seat. So we get a new seat every year, because they chew the seat up. And Nala's only 7 months old. She's still a puppy. And I think they want back loose now. They're tired of being movie stars. You guys want to go back to?
That's what I like.
The Colorado Summer Circuit is one of the biggest horse shows in this part of the country. And on any given day, it looks like it's also one of the best dog shows. You know, horse people love their dogs as much as they love their horses. And I'd like you to meet Barney. He gets the blue ribbon for being the best canine scavenger at any horse show.
Well done, Steph. And roll.
The Colorado Summer Circuit is one of the biggest horse shows in this part of the country, and on any given day, it's also one of the biggest dog shows. You know, horse people love their dogs just as much as they love their horses. I'd like you to meet Barney. He gets the blue ribbon for being the champion scavenger at any horse show.
Good. Great.
Shy.
Yeah, you can just keep his face towards me. Are you going to feed him
No, not so hot, not so low. That's perfect. Okay. Okay, just feed him the rest then.
Well, you don't want him to walk around over there with it?
Alright, if he'll hang it out of his mouth, that's perfect.
He normally does.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to walk over there hanging it out of his mouth?
Now he's...
Yeah, he needs a hole in it.
You tell him, Casey. Yeah.
You know, I found like these cute 3D modern horse it's like in silver. It's really cool. I can see where is it? Up here, I'll show you. I think I'm going to try to get my mom to, if my mom won't buy it from me, I'm going to buy it.
Grant is riding Rocky. This is High Prairie. Grant, you uprooted your life. You came out here to Colorado. How do you find the state of equestrian here in this part of the country now?
Well, I think it's a rapidly growing sport. The number of people who have come forward and been very friendly and very enthusiastic about us being here and moving from the east to actually Maryland to Colorado has been sort of, to me, a real sign that there's an enormously healthy and growing interest in the sports, the eastern sports of combined training and dressage, which are my wife and my specialty. Obviously, because of the big horse shows here, there's obviously an enormous interest in the hunter-jumper industry as well. It's still a little bit behind the West Coast and the East Coast as far as the sophistication and the amount of money and the amount of resources available to people here and the amount of top-level instructors in the area, especially in combined training. There aren't too many. We're lucky enough here at High Prairie to have two, myself and Jim Moore, who is also an upper-level combined training competitor. But there are quite a few other people around who have evented at the low levels. But there aren't that many who have done it at the level that I have. You
are incredible.
Is it
too kind?
okay?
You can just continue with your thought.
My and my wife's main interest now is in dressage. As I've gotten to a stage in life where my body is forcing me to not to do quite the active young man sport of 3-day eventing, and so that's what we're here for. And there is and we were told, and that's why we came out by a friend of ours, Nancy Chesney, that there was a booming business booming interest in the dressage and sports. And all the Olympic sports, and I think she's been correct so far. I'm very excited by the interest. It's just a matter of time and enough important competitions getting here to spark the populace to realize that they have to go beyond what's always been okay for the norm for Colorado, and realize if they want to keep up with the rest of the country, that they have to go and compete in other places and do other things. In the past, that's been the only way, but now, because of High Prairie and the fact that it's developed to be such a show, and trying to have such top quality competition, it's almost like bringing the levels and the calibers of what goes on in the East and in California, in the West Coast, to the center of the country. Well, maybe it'll come out all right if you splice it, but about how the thought process went from the fact that things were, been sort of average here. I mean, Colorado's okay, but to keep up with the rest of the country,
You said it right.
I did say it right?
You said what you meant to say and what I wanted to. You went the way I wanted you to go with that.
Okay.
I didn't even have to ask you the question. You just went there.
Yeah. Why else would you, you didn't want me for my good looks.
Stop that.
So it must have been for the... I'll do another one this way. The other one was good.